See, so anyway, I see how these women, for example, look at guys who have money and they have them in higher regard than the people who help them less. So if you have a woman or man next to you who's helped you more than I have, then of course you're going to see them much more in a greater light than me, because they've been with you by your side while I'm somebody new in your life. So I'm understanding that with this episode over here, actually everything's accounted for, in terms of everything's in a nice and beautiful position for myself to include upon my life. And I need to make it worthy. I need to make a business that rocks its boat. So what I want to do is, first of all, upload 1 hour programs into YouTube. And I can upload 1 hour programs. I can upload my programs online very quickly. So anyway, so what I want to do is eventually upload all my content online, and I want to start doing that for myself. So I'm doing a greater job for myself, guys, and making sure that I have much more emphasis on helping myself to do that, for myself to grow. And that's how I learn and grow. I learn and grow through different scenarios, in different ways of making music. Make sure that I'm learning along the way how to compose a melody, and I understand how to compose a melody, so I have to learn more about it. I have to learn more about composition and music composition and ways of improving myself, so that I live my life to the greatest ability I can. So it's much more how I feel. Now I'm learning how to grow my words. If I'm growing my words, actually nothing can stop me. Actually nothing can stop me. So I'm learning to just understand something. I need to go and upload all this content and give money for it. And give money to have all this content go up online. So in order for me to do that, I need to connect phones, and I need to have more phones with me to be able to do that. But first of all, I need to understand something. Now on YouTube, it's always going to be on YouTube. I understand that, and it's no worries for me. But that's how I grow. I grow through different ways of being. I go through making sure that I'm learning how to distinguish myself and extinguish myself as somebody. And I need an extra phone to do that. And then I need to put money into the business to do that. So for myself at least, I'm understanding that I have so many episodes that I have to upload. I have over 300 episodes, right? Like 300 episodes. And every single day I'm creating more episodes. So that's already 1 month of uploading up online. I can say within 1 month I can upload everything online. Right now, I'm telling you right now. And that's with my internet space. And now with my internet, I see $30 a day times 7. So 3 times 7 is 210, so 210 times 4 is $840. So $840 per month to get all of that online. With the money I have, I can do it. But that's just for internet. And that's just internet money. I understand that, so a little bit. But more how I feel. That the end result is I'm doing far greater than other people here, especially. And what I want to do is help myself to deliver information, services, I can save all the money and put it into Mega Drive, where people can, for my lifetime at least, be able to follow me around for my lifetime. I have no worries with that. And then I can let go and let God. I can let go and let God. I'm understanding that, so it's more how it is. And how do you guys feel about me doing what I do? And do you guys feel good when I talk to that with you? Or how do you guys feel about me talking with you all day long with words like I do? Do you guys feel good about me talking words with you? I have to have a nice little time for myself to appreciate something that is worth it in my life. And I'm learning to enjoy it. I'm learning to see exactly that Jesus Christ did save my life. And I'm learning to understand straight away how beautiful I am, regardless of what I'm doing. I'm understanding that I never need pleasure from other people. I never need pleasures of this world. I'm learning to grow myself. I'm learning to help myself to succeed, and that's how you guys have to understand life too. You understand? So figure out a better way, and figure out something to do right now. I'm going to figure out something that is going to help you move forward, is what I'm saying. So if you're helping your life to succeed differently, and you're learning along the way to help yourself to thrive upon life. And if you're thriving upon life, then you're learning how to get popular with your life, and you're learning how to be alone with your life. So if I just keep doing this alone all day long for myself, I'll become successful. Honestly, if I understand anything about life, if life pulls me down into Australia, then I understand straight away I can grow myself differently, and I can see my life in a better spotlight. I can enjoy myself, I can see what I need to do to succeed. I can make sure I have more than enough success daily to live my life much greater. I'm looking for a better deal. I'm looking to understand that I was fat before. I was over 40 kilos heavier than this. I was down and out in my life, I promise you. I was down and out, I promise you. And now, especially, because I have more success with my life, and because I speak out, because I actually speak out the way I do, I'm actually understanding how I can sell myself much greater, because I have words to speak out with. And because I speak out with words all day long, I'm looking to practice all day long, speaking words to you. I'm understanding that all they want to do today is their families. I'm doing my family too, but they never want to speak more words like I do. I understand straight away, looking at more successful attempts to produce content that's worthwhile today. I promise you, it's a slow start to life. I promise you, you must understand that if I grow myself, I appreciate that. I appreciate myself to grow. I make sure that I'm the best grower out there. I make sure I can grow the most in the planet with my words. And in the real estate market, what can I do with the real estate market when my business has to grow? I'm saying my business has to grow first before I even enter the real estate. And my business is a free business. So does real estate count for me? Well, it depends if I make money on my business. Whereas my business is different, but nobody's going to do my business for me. I mean, do you understand? I mean, nobody's going to talk my words for me. I mean, I understand that. I understand how I feel about life. So what I want to do is just capitulate myself to do greater. I'm doing greater for myself, at least. But I'm learning. I'm learning how to yearn my life around in a better way. I'm learning how to get myself omnisphere. I have to get myself the synth omnisphere because it's just for me to grow myself. And now I feel that no matter what, that as I grow myself, I have to pour money into the business to get some money out of the business. But people never want to give me money. So I make a free business party. I make a free business come true. And let it be that way. For sure. I'm doing a lot of work that I can. I'm doing a lot of work that I can do. They're going to force me to work 9 to 5. And I need to make money anyway. I mean, listen, I have to make money anyway to have a girlfriend. When to have a girlfriend, I have to make some money. And I have to go maybe speed dating or something like that to get a wife or something like that. I mean, do you understand? I mean, it's more how it feels, or it's more how it is. And I have to call them and I have to talk to them, I have to invest time in a wife or something like that. I have to do sex after marriage. And I have to never masturbate ever again to make sure that I can learn how to grow myself differently. And I grow myself in the best way possible, and now I have to groom myself. I mean, make sure you guys understand straight away how I can go play soccer with people. I can meet some new friends like that through soccer. I can meet some new pals and stuff like that. But I never have time for that. I promise you. The important thing for me now is to learn how to grow myself. But if I find myself around the soccer people, I never want to be with the soccer people ever again. I promise you, folklore, I can meet myself. I can actually go folklore. I can meet some new women there in terms of life. I can meet new girls and stuff like that. I have to get part of the community again. And I have to be in a community somewhere. I feel out of my community. I feel out of a community. I have no community around me. But I have mentors around me. I have different mentors around me. And what I do, I make sure I understand something, that if I go folklore now, it's more how I feel. No, it's how I am in life, and how I am is different. But it's more how I feel that the coronavirus pandemic is anyway happening. So I can start folklore, but shall I do folklore? I promise you, nah. Promise you, why not? Promise you, why not start folklore and start dancing again? I promise you, if I do that, I promise you, it's more how I get back into the program of thinking, and it's more how I feel. Then I feel that I can get a nice and beautiful girlfriend from the Bunnering area over here. But otherwise, I can go dance German over there. I can go into a German dance group over there. I can meet a German woman over there. And guess what? Apparently it's more how it is, huh? I mean, everything in terms of life, I understand straight away how I feel. I mean, soccer, I can start soccer, I can do soccer, and what else? And also, I can do dancing as well. And I'm back with the boys. Say, yeah, boys. He'd say, yeah, boys. I say, yeah. I mean, I'm now somebody in the field of something, but I'm now somebody. I'm somebody now, but I'm already somebody already. I'm already somebody in life. I feel that no matter what, that as I grow myself differently, I'm 29 now. I mean, when I was playing for White City, I was 21 years of age. Back then. Probably if I play now, football, probably nah. I can dance folklore. Probably I can dance. I can play some football as well. But nah, I feel football is gone from my life. I can play for a different sports club. Probably I can play for a different sports club. But guess what? Probably that's going ahead of the game as well. Probably that's something different. I mean, that's a new crowd. I can play for a new crowd and for a new team of players, and I can understand straight away how to get to soccer. I mean, how do I even get to football and stuff like that? I mean, that's the thing. I promise you now, what I want to do is I want to let go. I want to move on. I want to move on from that community. So, part of my community is something different, yeah? I'm looking to help myself to deliver content, but as I deliver content, I feel no matter what that I'm learning something different, and I have to go anyway to help myself to be part of a better community, which is my mentors. I see my mentors. I'm part of my mentors online. I feel alone. But it's more how I feel. I feel that no matter what, that as I feel alone and as I do my life alone, I'm looking at different aspects of life differently, and I'm looking to help myself to grow. But that's how I'm understanding straight away how life is. I mean, what can I do in 2 hours of time? I mean, wow. I mean, there's no waste of time. But I have no time for other people, so that means I have no time for a community around me. I have no time to be around people, except myself. I mean, you understand? I mean, that's the thing. So, that's why I'm prospering on YouTube. Because I didn't go away from the community of people. And that's why I'm living life to the fullest. Whereas if I get into the crowd of people over here, and I start coming toward them, and I start penetrating them again, I promise you, a woman shows up into my life. I promise you now, what I need to do is get myself over here in a better way. But it's more how I feel. I feel different. I feel that people are different, and I have to learn everything always. I have to learn a different skill set. I have to learn different aspects of life differently. And if I learn anything, I'm learning how to grow myself. I'm learning how to be life in general. But I never even hang around with the community anymore. I never hang around with them because I've learned some stuff. I've learned more stuff alone being away from them than being with them. I promise you. I've learned far more being able to be alone throughout life than having to go to them and having to call them and stuff. You understand? I've learned far more being on my own. And I'm seeing Jesus Christ. I mean, does Jesus Christ go to them? Or actually, Jesus Christ says, go alone. Or actually, Jesus Christ wants you to go alone. And he says to you as well, go alone. I mean, what happens with them is they split up eventually. I mean, you have to understand. You guys have to understand to do greater. And to do greater, you have to understand it's much more how it is. So, live your life to the best of your ability, yeah? So, if you're living your life to the best of your ability, then you're focusing on a soul way of living, where you're actually always learning how to grow yourself. I mean, learn how to grow yourself differently. That's what I mean. And if you're learning how to grow yourself differently, then you're learning how to have a nice and beautiful time with yourself to love your life. And that's it. I mean, love your life differently, guys. I mean, learn to be alone, is what I'm saying. I mean, it's much better to be alone than it is to travel and keep traveling to soccer and dancing so that you can be around other people. I mean, why do you need to be around other people for? I mean, isn't it much better for you to just come home and do your content than having to fucking miss out on your content to go for them? I agree. It's much better for myself to be away from the crowd. And I mean, be away from the community of people. They go into a community, I'm not lying. Or they go into a community and they stay in the community and the community falls apart eventually. Or that community falls apart eventually. And they go separate ways. And that's it. The community goes separate ways. When I was 8 years of age, that's different. When you're 8 years of age to 13 years of age to 14 to 15, you can have a community around you. But then once you turn 16, 17, 18, 19, now it's time to go alone throughout life. But if you can teach your kids to go alone through the whole time, then they're always better off than being with a community. I mean, trust me. I feel that now I need to go and also do my nice and beautiful eyebrows and stuff like that. So I was just grooming myself. So you guys have to understand that I'm looking good to look good, yeah? I'm looking good so I can feel good, so I can love myself, and I have to brush my teeth too. And I never use toothpaste anymore. Because toothpaste never works. Toothpaste never works. I mean, who told you it works? Toothpaste never works anything. Toothpaste is a chemical. I mean, does Jesus Christ brush his teeth with chemicals? Nope. I asked Jesus Christ, how did he brush his teeth back then? Brush with his fingers. He was using his fingers, I promise you. Brush your fingers and water. That's how. So anyway, as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for ways to improve. I'm looking for ways to get myself a greater way of life. And I'm looking for better ways of improving myself. That's what you guys need to do. And you guys need to understand how to feed your luck. And if you guys can figure out a better way to help yourself do greater, then guess what? Probably it's more how I feel. That I'm learning how to help myself to do better. See, now that's what I'm learning. I'm learning different architectures of life. I can see how I was part of a community. I was always part of a community before. I realized if you're a part of a community, then watch out. Because that approach, that community has no plans for you. Because they never plan your life. And I'm leaving the community anyway. I'm leaving that group anyway. I'm going to Germany. So there's no chance for me to play with them. And I promise you, to play with them is a waste of time. I have plenty of time for myself over here. I'm my own best friend. And that's how I do life. So I'm just doing my mustache. And that's it. I mean, learn to appreciate yourself, guys. And learn to have acknowledgement. And learn to acknowledge yourself to be great. And you understand? And you guys deserve to be great. So all you can do is do more and more content. And you can ask people to subscribe to your YouTube channel. And you can figure out better ways of marketing your YouTube videos. And ask people how to hashtag on YouTube. But if you understand straight away how you can hashtag, but that's so much time. I mean, and that absorbs so much of your time to be able to hashtag your videos. So I promise you, it's more how I feel that I'm learning how people grow their YouTube accounts. But I have the real-time way of life over here. I asked Jesus Christ what to do about my YouTube channel. And Jesus Christ says, keep going. And I asked Jesus Christ, shall I give money for somebody to do my YouTube account? And Jesus Christ says, no. When Jesus Christ says, do it yourself. And do yourself the favor of having a YouTube account that works for you. And it's much more how it is, yeah? And what I'm learning over here is I'm learning to have a different policy. I'm learning to just coexist and to watch whatever it is that I need to do to help myself to succeed, because that's how I see life. I see life differently. So I help myself to do greater. So I'll let it be that way. So anyway, so I'm just somebody who just woke up right now. And I'll focus on understanding that you guys have to understand straight away that I'm talking to myself over here. So why am I talking to myself? I'm talking to myself because I feel much greater. I mean, why do I feel much greater? Because I feel that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about how to study and how to do life. I feel that no matter what, that there's plenty of time to do so, and there's plenty of time to live my life differently. I'm looking for better deals. I'm looking for better ways of thinking. I'm looking to help explain myself to do greater for myself over here. So every single day I'm looking for something nice and beautiful for myself. To talk to myself every single day is the best kind of way forward for me personally. And I want to help myself to deliver information. So that's how I see life. I see life differently to everybody else. I make sure that life is happening forward for me. And since life is happening forward for me, I'm looking at different aspects of life differently. I'm making sure that I'm learning very quickly about how to get over everything. And I live in the words of life. I promise you, everything that's from this world is never satisfying for me. So make sure you understand that. For example, cigarettes is like food and drink to me. And it never satisfies me. I promise you. Actually, what does satisfy me is being able to see that I'm never blind, and I can see at least. I can see. I have eyes. I have one eye at least. I mean, do you understand? I mean, some people have no one eye. I mean, you understand? Unfortunately, some people have no eyes to see. Or they're blind completely.
Honestly, I have different privileges. I have different makings of life, and it's all different for me to exist in a nice and beautiful way of life. So, since I'm actually learning how to grow myself differently, I'm helping myself to embellish something new. So, it's more how I feel. I feel different. I never want to wake up having a cigarette in life. I understand. I realize every single day it's much more how I feel. I focus upon helping myself to deliver information. I'm delivering information, and there's no such thing as one cigarette. So I'm focusing on helping myself to deliver information. So as I deliver information, I'm looking for a service. I'm looking for services. I'm looking to help myself grow. I'm looking to become the best version of myself. I'm looking to have better privileges in my life. I'm looking to life coach myself. I'm looking to understand something about myself that's different. I'm looking to have a talk with myself all day long about different scenarios and different ways of thinking every single day of my life. I mean, do you understand? So I'm looking to help myself move forward. So how do I move forward? I move forward through different ways of thinking. I make sure to talk to myself all day long, because if you're smoking cigarettes and talking, eventually never goes. Eventually, it's not sure how I feel. I feel that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about how to understand something. I'm very should never entertain cigarettes. I should never be the one smoking cigarettes ever. And listen to yourself, and listen to your words, and listen to who you are. So it's not sure how I feel. I feel different. I feel nice and beautiful every single day. Focusing on understanding that food and drink and cigarettes never satisfy me. Actually, it's always grab more and grab more and grab more of that. For sure, though, for me now, I'm understanding that cigarettes is something I became cigarettes. I became cigarettes, and I have no physical cravings for cigarettes. But I realize psychological craving. Actually, yeah, I can feel myself running away from cigarettes. I feel that no matter what, it's more how I feel, and I feel different. I feel that I'm never losing anything for doing so. I'm never losing my life over here. But it's more how I feel. I feel different. I feel that no matter what, as I learn to grow myself differently, I'm learning to understand straight away how I need to love my life anyway. I need to love my life differently. I need to go and grow myself differently. I've brushed all information, recommendation for yourself to grow. And for yourself to grow is to understand straight away how to privilege yourself to love life differently. So if you love life differently, then look at becoming the best version of yourself always, so you can understand straight away how to grow. I mean, understand that if you're performing and outperforming yourself differently, that you're going to really, really grow yourself to the best potential you can every single day, and learn to become something much greater for yourself, is what I'm saying. So, to become greater for yourself is to manifest something through life. I mean, manifest everything you can throughout life to become something more important, and that way you're living life to you're living life to the best of your ability, and you're showing guys and women out there that you matter, that you absolutely matter all the time, and that way you're learning how to grow and grow so differently. I see no I see there's no such thing as one cigarette. I see, so I understand straight away I never said that anyway. I realize it's much more how I feel. I feel that no matter what, that if you grow yourself differently, that I'm learning very quickly about studying the game of art. I'm learning how to grow myself differently. I'm learning how to persuade myself to do greater. And since I do greater, I feel that no matter what, the other people are waking up in the morning and traveling to some kind of work in the morning, and they're traveling to work in the cold air and stuff like that. And if you never have a car, then you have to transport it. I mean, and then you have to go transport, public transport to go through work. And it's never worth it for me. So what I do is I do a better way of life for myself. I do something much greater for myself. I go and save time. I save time for myself. I save lots of time. And I go and put that time into I put that time into my investment through myself. And I focus upon helping myself to deliver information. But it's more how I feel. I feel that no matter what, that I have a service over here to show you something. Now I'm learning how to go and grow myself differently. I'm learning to become something much greater. And I'm learning how to love my life, but there's no such thing as one cigarette. And I feel that no matter what, if I start smoking cigarettes now, I never start smoking cigarettes now. So actually, it's more how I feel. I feel that no matter what, that if anybody starts smoking cigarettes now, actually what that happens is they start to smoke, and then they say, nah, it's never the way to go. Bullshit. Anyway, I understand straight away how to feel about life. And never mess with your life, guys. I never mess with that. And yes, then, unfortunately, cigarettes may be for free at the moment for you because your parents may be smoking cigarettes, but then guess what, bro? You get somebody in terms of life who is you, or somebody who gets really, let's say, hooked on the cigarettes, then guess what, bro? Then never ever get yourself hooked on the cigarettes, but get yourself hooking up to a better way of life. So it's not sure how I feel. I feel that no matter what, that I'm learning something. I'm learning that I have to go to Q-Space Hotel. I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about how to enjoy myself. I'm learning how to grow myself differently, yeah? So as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for better ways of dealing with life. I'm looking for better ways of explaining something. I'm looking for better ways of understanding something. To understand my life, to understand my life is something much more. So it's much more how I feel. I feel that no matter what, I have to create an email. I have to send Tony Robbins an email. And I have to ask to become a life coach with him, because it does work out, and it does work out for me to love my life. And I see straight away that then I become somebody in his occupation, in terms of occupation. Then he studies how I help people, and everything's for training purposes as well. And I see straight away how I fall asleep. I fall asleep very quickly. So I'm saying straight away that it's much more how I feel. I feel tired. I feel fatigued, and it's much more how I need to go and sleep it off if I want. But it's much more how I feel. I feel that no matter what, I've been sleeping already 12 hours. I've slept already around 12 hours of my life. I've been sleeping for a lot of time. In a sense, so no matter what, I feel that I'm learning quickly about life. And since I'm actually learning about life quickly, I'm learning how to breathe. I'm learning how to breathe much greater. So that way I'm learning very quickly about helping myself do greater. So as I do greater, I'm looking for better ways of dealing with life. But that's how I actually do greater, which is speak more words to you, and I talk more words regardless of the situation, and that's how I actually get through. I mean, every single time I'm learning very quickly about learning to invest myself into the best individuality that I can become, because it's just the way it is. Actually, it's just the way it is. I mean, I'm never missing out on anything. So every single time now, I focus on understanding straight away that I'm loving my life. But the heat over here is making me fall asleep. And a little bit that way. A little bit that way. I focus on helping myself to deliver information. So that's how I feel. I feel to just be healthier and to stay away from the cigarettes. That's what I do. I stay away from the cigarettes. I help myself to love my life, and then I go do my life much greater. So anyway, what I do now is I grow myself differently. I make sure that I can go and do some Netflix now. I can do some Netflix, I can just relax for a bit, can enjoy my life for a bit, and I have no need to rush my life over here. I feel that no matter what, I'm becoming successful, but there comes a better time where I go and study my life and I make sure I'm very successful with what I'm doing. So as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for better ways to improve my life. And I'm looking to make better financing around my life. So what I'm doing now is I'm learning very quickly about life itself, and I'm learning how to do my Instagrams and everything I do online. I'm looking to help perform a better way for myself. So what I'm doing is learning very quickly about my life. I'm learning very quickly about just talking to you and learning how to enjoy myself. So I hope you guys can understand what I'm doing. I hope you guys understand straight away how I feel. And how I feel is something different. I feel something different every single time I'm learning something for nothing. I'm learning how to perform and outperform myself. I had to send Tony Roberts my resume, and we're going to see straight away how he feels about me working for him. So if I can work for him today, I promise you, it's actually good for me to start today to work for him. So all I send him is my business card. I do that through my phone, and I keep asking, and I shall receive a note saying that everything's good and that I can work for him. I see now, so for myself at least, I'm looking for a better way of dealing with life. So I'm going to stuff where I'm learning very quickly about life itself. I'm looking to life coach people. I'm looking to help myself to succeed differently, and I'm looking to understand life itself. I realize every single time now that the employment provider never understands what's happening with me right now. So I'm learning to just keep going. I'm learning to keep going with myself, with everything that's happening with my life. And all I do is I change provider. I change address, and that's it. So I realize the whole year I'm free. I'm free to do whatever I want to do. So it's much more how I feel. I feel that no matter what, I'm skipping them, and I I do my life greater. So I've learned something. I've learned to just keep quiet. I've learned to keep quiet about my life with people, and I've learnt to just keep going and keep delivering. So for myself, it's more how I can go traveling a bit. I can go traveling around Australia for a bit, and I learn a bit that way. I'm learning very quickly about life. So for myself, it's more how I feel that no matter what, eventually, yes, I have to eventually work the 9 to 5. I eventually have to force myself into it, eventually. So it's because of just being able to make some money. So eventually, yes, I have to work full time. I have to work full time eventually. But do I really? Yeah. Eventually I just go and work full time. But that's the time where I have more money in my pocket, and I have all this financing in my pocket from just working, and that way I'm always somebody who has money. I have excess money. I have extra for promotion. I have extra for promotion. I have extra for dealings of life and dealing with life much greater. So now what I want to do is study about my life much better. I want to just use my nice and beautiful time to go and deliver content. And I feel that no matter what, that there's a nice and beautiful way of life every time for me. And since I actually understand my life over here, I'm actually understanding that I put myself in energy, I put my energy into it, and I focus upon helping myself do better. I help myself do better for information processing. And I can make techno tracks. I can make some techno tracks. And that's how I'm understanding straight away how I feel. I feel different. I can make some music over here, and I feel I have to make new music anyway. So I just do that. I say thoughts today, part 1. I see right now I'm living like a millionaire at the moment. I'm living like a person who never needs a 9 to 5 job. I'm living like somebody who has money. I have money in my pocket. So I'm never ever, let's say, somebody who needs to work a 9 to 5 at the moment. I mean, yes, because the pressure's off. The pressure is off me. And I keep going that way. And I keep receiving allowance, and I keep going and delivering my content much greater. So I realized something, that I want to keep going with everything that I'm doing. I realize it's much more how I feel. I feel that I'm different. I'm different in terms of how I'm performing for my life over here. I feel I'm really performing. I'm really outperforming myself over here, and I'm learning how to grow myself. So how do I talk to you? How do I talk to you? I understand straight away. I see you understand that now what I'm talking about. I understand what you're talking about, but how do I do it? I see straight away. I feel that I'm learning much more quicker than other people. So what I need to do is role play. I need to role play with you to see how you grow and how I grow is very different. And that's how I understand straight away how I grow myself. And I grow myself differently. I grow myself through different encouragement and different ways of thinking. And I understand straight away how I can work the 9 to 5. But the 9 to 5 is more physical attempt. and I understand straight away how I feel. I feel different. I feel that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly. How even driving a car is something I never want to do. I never want to drive a car in my life again. Because I want to be ahead of the game. I want to be ahead of everything that's happening in my life. I want to be able to study something for nothing. I want to be able to go and deliver content. So, for myself at least, I'm learning how to borrow time, and I'm leveraging time to have money. And I'm understanding how people are just having to work the 9 to 5 jobs out there, and how I need to grow myself differently as well. I need to make sure that I have more enough success to just enjoy myself differently, and I need to shut up about everything. I need to just be quick about the notion of going and advertising myself as free, and I need to understand straight away how I feel. That I'm going to go the whole year. I'm going the whole year without working a 9 to 5 job, because that's how I see it, and that's how I see my life goes. I see life differently. I'm learning very quickly about life itself. That I'm learning very quickly about speaking to you guys. But you guys can understand. I hope that you guys can role play as well with people. I mean, how do you do that? I mean, what's up? I mean, if I need to talk to you, I'm talking to you like this. I'm talking to people like this, but that's how I feel. I feel different. I feel, you have to understand, I speak to you this way. I speak to you this way. I speak to you like anybody else. I speak to you making sure that you guys have a nice, beautiful time. I had to sleep. I slept for a long time. I slept for a long time. Why is that? I'm not sure, but I feel that no matter what, that I need to make music happen. I need a structure. I need to make a melody. I need to grow myself differently. I focus upon helping myself to deliver information services. So what I want to do is, if I rearrange my structure over here with my Instagram, I can choose to see exactly what I need to do daily, and I feel that no matter what, that it's much more how it is. I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how to develop my life simply. I'm learning how to grow myself differently every single day. I'm learning to understand that this year I'm for free. I'm going the free road this year, and everything's nice and sweet. I'm pretty sure I can travel. I can go traveling if I want, but I want to just stick to my biological dad's house at the moment, to live in freedom and have free accommodation at the moment. And I want to be saving money as well at the moment, because I'm going to be needing it very soon, regardless of the situation. So I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how to relax and how to enjoy my life differently. And I'm learning how to get everything I need in terms of everything that I need for free, so that I never need to work for it in terms of my life. I'm realizing anyway that what's important for me is performing and outperforming people, and I want to understand straight away how to grow myself differently. So as I grow, I shall learn, I shall reap rewards, I shall never complain, because I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how to grow and outperform people. So what I want to do is, first of all, just help myself to see straight away how I need to grow. So I'd rather do that one there. I realize it's much more how I just flip it the other way around. I make sure anyway that what's important for me is performing in our performing differences. I focus upon helping myself to deliver that information forward. So I'm actually looking to study. I'm looking to study differences. I'm looking to make sure that I have more than enough success to live my life. But every single day I'm learning how to study the difference. I'm learning to study the difference of persuasion with you guys, to help myself learn and to help myself encourage a better deal with myself. So what I want to do is I want to go and grab myself my nice and beautiful life over here, that while I do my Instagram, I'm doing nice and beautiful recordings with you, and I'm talking to you while also doing my Instagram. And also what I want to do while doing my Instagram is I want to get myself medications in the morning. I use up the medications I have in the morning. I have one medication in the morning. I see you guys. So what I want to be doing is while I do my medications and while I do everything, I'm talking to you. So I want to be talking to my nice and beautiful way of life over here with you guys. And I want to set up myself to call the IRS, which is the American team over there. I want to call them to always be able to get a TIN number, so I can put my nice and beautiful resume up in hand to Tony Robbins as well today. I send Tony Robbins my employment firm, and I say some good words, and I say something about training with them, and we'll see what happens. And every single year I try, every single day, and it's much more how I feel that Tony Robbins wants to see something like me today, and I'll let it be that way. I may be lucky enough, and I may be lucky enough to work for him. So I'm learning very quickly how to study, how to never complain, but I'm learning to have exactly what I need in terms of life to seek a better way for myself. So I'm learning how to grow myself, and I'm learning how to see the system of life. So I never need cigarettes. I never need to be smoking cigarettes anywhere. I never need to be going behind my dad's back to get cigarettes. I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how to study my life attempts, and learning to see exactly what's going on over here. And I'm learning always the different ways of being and doing stuff. I was very tired. I was very, let's say, fatigued. I had a lot of fatigue in my life. But now, I'm understanding that my life is moving forward. And I have another 6 years. I have a long time. I have a long time to be doing my content and to be doing something around my life, to be successful at something. And by the time 6 years happens, I understand my music production is going to skyrocket within this time. So I keep practicing, I keep doing my music production, and then I can travel the world. I can travel the world eventually. I can travel somewhere and I can make money from it. So that's how it looks. Alright, so anyway, what I want to do is coach myself to do greater. So I want to listen to my music. I actually want to listen to music. I want to listen to the Nice and Beautiful Protoculture album. I want to listen to Protoculture because he makes some beautiful music, this guy. And proto music, obviously Protoculture. See Protoculture. I want to listen to his album. I said Lost in Isolation. See now, it's a 55-minute album, so let's have a look. I want to listen to his album while I go and really dwell upon my life. But everybody is different, and I understand straight away how I feel, and I want to help myself to perform a greater deal of life sequences, and I help myself to deliver information. So let's have a look over here. So I'm learning how to go and just dwell upon life much greater. I'm learning how to see exactly how other people are doing their music. So Protoculture starts off really slow with the melody, and it turns to dun 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 dun, and he has a nice and beautiful vocal overhead, and he has some nice and beautiful ways of life that's happening in the background, like ambience and stuff like that. And then he has something else coming in as well. And it's a very slow start, and I see straight away how I can magnetize myself to go and find composition inspiration. So I go and study music. I study people's music so I can make music. So Protoculture makes this nice and beautiful, let's say, arpeggiator that comes into the play. So I see how he does it. So it's more how actually then the pads come in. I see the pads come in, and you have to just go for it. I see straight away, and now I understand straight away how I can live my life, and it's more how it goes into a large, nice and beautiful sweep into something nice and beautiful, and it's nice and beautiful, and that's what I want to understand straight away. I want to understand how he's done that, but it sounds beautiful already. I can see something comes over the top of that. See, now it has that trance sound as well. And I see straight away how it's more how I feel. I feel no matter what, it's much more how it is. So I see it's much more how my sounds are different to his, but he has more of those plugins. So anyway, see it's much more how I feel. I feel it's much more how I need to go and grow myself anyway. So I'm learning to listen to people's new albums. So as I listen to people's new albums, I'm learning how to grow myself. But that's a trance track right here, and I'm learning very quickly about how to just outperform people. So as I outperform people, I'm looking to see that eventually I need to work on 9 to 5, and I get myself into it when I want to. I get the way of life. I see now, it's much more how this is just a breakdown music track. It's a breakdown music track, so it's more how you can have to, in terms of you have to and you can and must see how to love your life and how to grow yourself anyway. So I have to do my fashion photos all my life. So I have to make sure I can show millionaires and people my YouTube channel and what's going on. So I just have to keep going. I have to keep going for my life. I have to show people, especially Tony Robbins. I just have to show Tony Robbins my content in terms of how I've been doing it, so he can see. So I show people my resume, and now I'm understanding straight away that I'm learning very quickly about life. So I see Barry Culture's new album went a different way, where it just went breakdown, but she just wants a breakdown for that. I see now, it's not sure how I feel. I feel that no matter what, that this one over here starts off with one melody. I'm looking at the melody only. I'm looking at the melody. I see the melody goes into some other kind of melody here, and see now this is something I want to see kick with a nice and beautiful melody over here, and it's coming in, and it's nice and beautiful for me. I say dun. I say now I say dun 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 dun. See now I'm learning how quickly I can make music. I make music quickly, so I say dun. So now there's actually a vocal. So it's a vocal in that. So I'm learning something different. I'm learning something different. So see, it's actually got the melody over here. I'm learning the melody of the music is what I'm looking at. So I see melody over here and how he's actually lifting this tone over here. And I'm lifting myself over here with listening to people's music over here. And as I really grow myself, I'm looking for a better deal. I'm learning to escape myself in a better way. So I have much more to reconcile with myself. See, so with Tony Robbins' work, I understand that I feel passionate about working for him. I see, it's much more how I feel. So I'm understanding that no matter what, that's more how I feel. That I need to go and grow myself as a life coach. So life coach and music producer. I see, anyway, I can see straight away how I feel. I see, it's much more how I feel that I feel that all the people can find me. I feel different. I see, it's much more how that melody I have. It's, I mean, as long as you can see, as long as you can hear some kind of melody, you know, for sure, that's all you have to do. But Twinkle Little Star melody is the way you have to go about your music tracks. For sure, it's more how it's always just that melody. So it's much more how I feel. But as long as there is a melody in the music, for sure, it actually does work. For sure, you have to understand that melody is what you want. See, it's not how it is. That melody is different. I mean, keep changing the melody then. I mean, just keep going and making sure that you're learning very quickly about life. I'm learning very quickly about life. I see now this melody over here is different. And it's a different melody that he's showing, but he's showing a melody, and he's showing some melodies over here. So I'm understanding straight away that as I grow myself differently, I'm learning that's a nice beautiful track, yeah. Actually, it's all how I feel. I feel how people are giving money to have local tracks and to have an album for themselves. But that's what they stick to, I do. I mean, they stick to just music. I have live coaching as well to do. I mean, I understand straight away how I feel. I feel that no matter what, that's all how I understand. I see now. I feel nice and different. I see, it's all how I feel. I feel different, so I see straight away that if the police find out that I've been just getting money from the government like this, then I understand that they can put me in jail, I promise you. I promise you, although I'm not doing anything unlawful, it's more how they're making all these rules where they're saying that you must work a 9 to 5 job, and if you never work a 9 to 5 job, then you have to receive allowance. But then what they're saying is that only people who receive allowance are the people who need to go into a 9 to 5 job. But I'm just receiving the allowance without going to a 9 to 5 job. So they are against that. Actually, they're against me over here. So they want to put people in prison maybe about that. So I'm understanding that no matter what, that it's much more. They're saying that you have to search for work, and you have to search for work and all that. So I'm doing it behind their backs. And I'm never even searching for work. I'm never searching for work because I feel I want freedom. I want my freedom back, and that's it. I'm fighting for my freedom here. I feel that no matter what, it's more how I feel. And I'm learning how to grow myself differently. I understand something. I'm understanding that now is the time to show myself that I'm doing much greater. I'm learning different architectures of life. I'm learning how I need to get myself a new synth over here. A little bit that way. So this one is more enough. I'm learning something different along the way while enjoying myself, while doing a nice and beautiful album over here. So I'm learning how the melodies is right here, especially the melodies right there. As long as the melodies in the music track actually works. For sure, though, there's a better way you can do this. You can make one melody and make it just around that one melody, and you have to understand straight away to go slowly with it and just compose music in a way of making melodies around the music track. Eventually, that's all you have to do. Eventually, if you understand how to make a melody, then make melodies. I mean, anyway, so I'm learning to quickly acknowledge myself in ways of helping myself grow. I have to help myself grow, so I realize anyway, so since I'm actually growing myself now, I focus on helping myself to deliver information, but that's how I'm understanding something quickly, that I have a nice and beautiful time, and I see that nice and beautiful way of composition is done. So what I want to do is help myself to deliver information. So I see myself over here with my Instagram, and it gives me a good notion that something good is happening in my life. And I can see straight away how I feel about my growth with Instagram over here. I feel different. I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about how people can go and see my Instagram and what I'm doing on Instagram and my business. See, my business is skyrocketing in terms of my photos, and it's more how it's meant to be. I mean, it's meant to be that way, I'm sure that every single day I'm learning how to grow myself differently. I'm enjoying the different aspects of life differently over here. I'm learning how different my life is comparing in terms of comparing it to how it was. I'm learning how different my life is now. See how people are just starting their music tracks, and it's a slow track over here. I see it's more how I see straight away how I just bring out sounds, and you have to understand straight away how it feels. Eventually people go on tours, and they go on tour dates with themselves eventually, and they have music to play in front of other people, and I can do that now with my set. I feel that I have the loop over here. I have the loop, but I'm preparing myself to go to the DJ store to get myself a DJ mixer, and I let myself be like that. I realize it's more how I need to go and eventually be in front of people. I eventually need to go and do my nice and beautiful time together with my nice and beautiful music. I see how I feel about everything, but it's more how I feel that I need to go and grow myself differently. But as long as the melody is showing, and you have to understand, it's all how I feel. I feel it's all how I'm doing greater and greater as time goes on. I'm learning different architectures of different ways of being. I mean, I'm putting a lot of effort into it, and my Instagram is something that shines, and my Instagram shines through. I say I motivate you. I see now I motivate. I see I understand I over here. I'm learning how to fascinate myself differently. I'm enjoying my life differently. I'm looking for new ways of life. I'm looking for new ways of being. And it's more how I feel. I have so many photos to do. I'm learning how to acknowledge myself differently. I have a positive profile, so my profile over here is just growing, but this is how I need to go and grow my strength in music over here. I need to go and help myself to explain how to achieve much greater of an Instagram and stuff like that. I see, so for myself over here, I see for myself it's more how I feel. I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about my life. I'm learning something for nothing. I'm learning how to grow myself differently. So I'm learning how to just enjoy myself. But there's a lot I've been doing. I can see how my time in Adelaide was and Darwin. I see straight away I'm learning very quickly about my life. I can see the clothing I wore as well and how I was in terms of my life over here. But popularity in terms of how I see popularity for me is I keep going, and popularity has to come down in the form of doing something nice and beautiful. I have to advertise myself now. Whereas if I advertise my Instagram, firstly, I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about how to enjoy myself, yeah? I learned how to grow myself regardless of the situation. I see the melody over here. I see the melody keeps me into the music. I see straight away how I feel. I feel growth. I see it's what how I feel. You guys have to understand straight away how I'm feeling life differently. I'm learning how to grow myself differently, and as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for a better way. I'm looking for better ways of dealing with life. I have a great profile on Instagram, and it's one of those profiles where I'm totally in control of myself and what I'm doing, but unfortunately, they're never seeming to catch my attention in terms of what I'm doing. They never seem to, let's say, come on board what I'm doing really in terms of life, so I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why they are like that toward me. I mean, when I see somebody like my Instagram, I see, wow, this guy can do fashion photos. I can say straight away, I can see straight away how I feel. And I bring back some memories as well of how my life was in terms of stuff and my attitude and stuff like that. I can see straight away how I need to grow myself differently. But there's so much competition out there, and that's why I feel people have no time for me at all. But let it be that way. I mean, I feel that no matter what, I have a passion. I have a passion to do. I have a passion, so what I do is a new type of signal, and I do something totally new that I've never done before. It's more how it is. And I feel myself over here doing a great job regardless of the situation. See, it's all backgrounds, different photo shoots. I remember Hobart as well. I feel I understand straight away how I feel. I understand Protoculture has a beautiful album. I realise anyway, so it's much more how you guys need to grow. And what I do now is I move up into more promotion, and focus upon helping myself over here to throw this in the done section. I feel I feel such more how I feel that I'm learning very quickly about how I do my life. I feel that there's an aspect of life where I'm doing life greater than other people, and what I need to be doing is myself over here. So I straight away feel that no matter what, that it's more how I feel different. I never need a cigarette. I never needed to smoke a cigarette because I feel that I'm learning very quickly how to find life over here. It's more how it is. And that's the way I feel. I feel different, so as I feel different, I shall succeed and reap rewards. That's how I feel. I feel different. I see now. I've got one, two, one and two. So now, so that's all. Select these files. Actually, then in the middle, I have these kind of nice and beautiful ways of life going over here, where it's just like one of those places. See, now I'm learning very quickly about my life over here. I'm learning how to develop on life in a greater way and fashion. I'm learning how to stick away from other aspects of life to make sure I'm continuing my life much better. So, see straight away how I need to grow myself. I see it's much more how I need to focus on helping myself to recalibrate to have that nice and beautiful architecture of life that's different toward me and everything else. So it's much more how I feel. I'm putting the time and effort over here to grow myself differently and to have a nice and beautiful life with myself. So I'm doing something different. I realize that's how I feel. I feel I'm learning very quickly about my life over here. Alright, so as I grow myself, I shall reap rewards, and you guys have to understand that I'm learning how to grow myself, yeah? I'm talking to you guys the same way I talk to everybody else. I talk to myself this way, so I understand you guys, I understand what you're doing, I understand how I feel about you. I feel different. So anyway, so as I grow myself, I'm looking for a better way of learning throughout life over here. Now, I never need a cigarette. I feel to know I've been wanting a cigarette, but nah. I see it's much more how I see temptation at my door. I see temptation saying, hey, have a cigarette, and just one, and just one, and just one. But I never want a cigarette, man. I never want to have a cigarette. I feel that I'm learning very quickly about life. I love the way I breathe. I want to make sure I breathe fully and deeply, and I want to make sure that I'm learning very quickly about how to improve my life. I say anyway, so as I grow myself differently, I'm learning very quickly. I find out how to improve my life over here. So it's all how I feel. I'm learning how to just enjoy. I'm doing something different. I'm making sure I have a nice and beautiful life over here. I can see something on Instagram, but I'm putting effort into it, but it's more how I feel. I feel different, so the more different I feel, the better. And I'm never wasting time because I'm talking to you guys while I'm doing life. I'm learning how to enjoy myself regardless of the situation. I see Dango Jesse's uploading something about Larry King. So I'm understanding straight away how I feel. So everybody's different and everybody has a different life. So I'm understanding that if I do have anything, I have myself over here. I have myself only, and I realize something. If you smoke cigarettes, but I see if you smoke cigarettes today, then guess what? I promise you have to understand straight away that you never need it. You never need a cigarette that you smoke. Try to understand straight away that you need to become somebody who is more fashionable in terms of life over here, and make sure you're understanding that I feel much greater without cigarettes always. I feel I never crave cigarettes, but the withdrawals happen really quickly. I need you to understand straight away to do much greater. See, anyway, so as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for ways to improve myself. I'm looking for ways to improve my life over here. So it's more how I feel the need to just grow myself differently. So what can I do to interest myself? Interest myself over here with different areas of life. I can be someone nice and beautiful. So for myself, it's much more how I feel. I feel different. I feel I have a better life. I feel my life is much greater. And I feel that no matter what, that I'm looking to see what my dad does over here. I'm learning to see exactly that I'm enjoying my life. I'm enjoying my life differently, and I feel a great way of life. I feel no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life itself, and there's no such thing as one cigarette. But it's the best I can tell you right now. And I feel that no matter what, that I have pressure and temptation over here to smoke cigarettes. I have to do that.